Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, especially to my dad and father-in-law. So happy Father's Day, Papa Joe and Grandpa. We love you. And my husband, Dane, he's just the best dad I could ever ask for James. They're actually playing upstairs right now while I'm making this video. He always makes sure that James is entertained whenever I'm doing a video on Sunday nights, and it's just super sweet. But he does so many things for both of us, and we just love him to pieces. This weekend we were actually got to go down to Mobile to visit my father-in-law and my brother-in-law Evan and his wife Jessica, and we got to meet our new baby nephew Elliot. So he's super sweet and just a cute little bundle of joy. We loved meeting the new baby. James wasn't quite sure what to think. He was really curious and maybe just a little bit jealous that someone else was getting mommy's attention, but we just so enjoyed getting to meet him this weekend and see some of the family. So we traveled down there right after I got off work Friday night, and then after a lot of traffic, got home late this evening. So I'm just making something really simple for dinner, nothing too crazy. We took my father-in-law and Dane out for lunch, or really for brunch, after church to celebrate Father's Day. So we had a nice celebratory meal then, and tonight I'm just making grilled chicken and artichokes and some butternut squash fare to go with that. James really likes that, and everything's dairy-free. So James, this is a perfect meal for James. I'm going to turn this around for you guys. Okay, so basically, oh, sorry, that was my selfie light. So y'all can see a little bit better. I'm going to take that off, but it's not blocking. So basically, I just got a jar of marinated artichokes. I like marinated artichokes a lot better than just canned artichokes in water or frozen artichokes. It adds a whole lot of flavor. There's usually a little bit of oil in it in addition to water. This one had sunflower oil. I think some have olive oil or different ones depending on the brand you get. But there's also salt in it and spices. And it adds a lot of flavor to the artichoke. So there's the artichokes that I drained from the jar, and then I just poured all the marinated from the jar over the chicken, and it's just been sitting here marinated. I have a few boneless, skinless chicken breast halves, so that's super easy. There's a ton of flavor in the marinade already, so it's just all set for you. You just have to pour it over the chicken. I do have a recipe, like a baked Mediterranean chicken dish that's really good. You add a few more things like thyme and rosemary and some garlic, and I forget what else, and you marinate that with the chicken for a few hours. Then you throw it in the oven with Roma tomatoes, or is it Roma tomatoes that recipe is, or cherry tomatoes? I forget. It might be cherry tomatoes the recipe calls for. And also little bite-sized mozzarella pieces, and then artichokes in that dish as well. And that's really good. But it's a little bit more time-consuming. There's a lot more steps. This is really easy. I'm just going to grill the chicken and the artichokes. So I already have our grill turned on to medium here. So I'm just going to lay the chicken on. Oh, and it's sizzling. All right, so that's going, and I'm actually going to turn it down just a little bit since it heats up so fast. But now I'm just going to let the chicken go for about 5 to 6 minutes on each side until it's cooked through. Because these chicken pieces are so thin, it won't take very long at all for them to cook. So 10 to 12 minutes of them grilling, and they'll be set to go. And I'm also going to throw the artichokes on the grill here with them. Hey Scott, hey Caroline, hey Al. Hope y'all had a nice Father's Day weekend with your families. I don't know if I'll be able to fit all the artichokes on here or not. I might have to do a second batch of those because those will cook a little bit quicker than the chicken. I'll probably do 2 to 3 minutes on each side for the artichokes and then flip them and take them off. Grilling vegetables is really tasty. And of course, these already have a marinade on them, so you don't even have to do anything extra to add a bit of flavor to them. So really super, super easy. You can just see all those good spices on there. I'll zoom in to the artichokes. You can see all the spices on it. All right, I think that's about all the artichokes I can fit on that for right now. So like I said, I'm just going to watch these for a few minutes, and then when they get a little bit charred, which they aren't now, flip them over. I'm going to let that go for a few minutes. I should show y'all the cute little craft that James made at school for Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to our favorite catch, because they're hooked on Daddy, and there's his little footprint, his little handprint, and made into the little fish, and then they have James 2018 on. I thought that was super cute. So that was a really cute Father's Day gift for, that he brought home for Daddy. I was actually kind of surprised because I made reservations for Father's Day because we waited a little bit too late to make reservations for Mother's Day brunch, and we were really limited on our options here in town. But even though we were in Mobile, I was really surprised that it didn't seem very crowded at all when we went out for Father's Day brunch this afternoon. And there was people there for sure, and they were doing a good bit of business, but it wasn't nearly as crowded as I expected. But Dane thought that maybe Mother's Day people tended to go out more to give Mom a break from cooking, and maybe Mom would just make Dad's favorite meals at home for Father's Day. So that is one theory too, but I like cooking, but sometimes I like a break for it no matter if it's Mother's Day or Father's Day. And sometimes it's nice just to go out and have a nice time visiting and relaxing over food. We did have a very nice visit with my father-in-law this weekend. And I really kind of made Dane his fancy Father's Day meal last weekend when I made him the crab cakes, which were delicious. But those were a lot of work and took me, a few hours to make all the different steps for that. And then I did the video for y'all. They were really good, and we enjoyed those. And Dane just loves crab cakes. He actually got some kind of crab cake dish for brunch today, but that was his fancy Father's Day dinner since we were so busy this weekend and traveling. Sometimes once we just come home after a day on the road, getting a good bit of char on that, so that looks really good. I'm going to go ahead and flip that one. So that's just kind of what you're looking for, just a little bit of char, and then flip the artichokes. The smaller ones are getting done first, and that makes sense. There we go, that one looks pretty good too. My brother actually cooked for my dad today. I think they smoked some chicken or something was what they said, but he got a smoker for Christmas a few years back, and so he's master of the smoker now. He's also really good at grilling and can really hold his own in the kitchen with a lot of things. So he's a pretty good cook and can definitely fend for himself. And so my dad got treated to a nice home-cooked meal today. Hey Kayla, how are y'all doing? I hope y'all enjoyed celebrating Father's Day this weekend, and happy anniversary to you as well. So I'd love it if to see some of y'all comment what y'all did for Father's Day. If you went out to eat, or if you cooked a special meal for Dad at home, or if you have any special traditions. I think that'll be really fun to see what everyone does differently. There's so many different fun, neat things that we can do with our families to show them that we appreciate them. You can give us some good ideas for in the future as well. Alright, those are looking pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and check on our farro over here. I just went ahead and had that going. James really likes this. Oh, it looks like it's almost done. That was a good time to check it. Yeah, but this is just butternut squash and kale farro with a little bit of olive oil in it. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. And because I wasn't paying quite, I probably should have checked it a couple minutes ago, but got distracted by the chicken and talking to y'all. So good trick if it starts to stick to the bottom. Hey Molly, let's just get a little bit of extra water. Doesn't have to be exact, and just pour it on in there. If you add a little bit more moisture to the pan, it's going to start to cook again and kind of loosen all that up at the bottom. So that's a great way to if it gets a little bit too dry or it starts sticking, to kind of fix that is to add just a little bit more water to it. And as you can see, it's just kind of steaming off. So it's a great easy way to fix whether you're doing rice or farro or risotto or anything like that. Yeah, that helped a lot. And that'll just continue to steam. Oh, our artichokes are looking so good. I love artichokes. Something I never would have thought I would have that I would have really liked, but you never know until you try something new, right? The Alexa's in downtown Mountain Brook has a turkey parmesan panini that has artichokes on it. I think that's probably the first time I ever really had them, but I just loved it and have had artichokes several different ways since. It's always good to try new things. If you don't like it, you don't like it, but you might discover a new favorite food. Oh, those are looking so good. I'll probably take some of those up in a minute and cook the last few artichokes. These chicken's been going for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and flip that. Oh, that's looking pretty good, I would say. Alright, yeah, that's looking good on the first side, so let that go for maybe 5 or 6 more minutes on that side till that's all cooked through. I'll show y'all a picture of everything when it's done, but that's basically it. So super, super easy tonight. If y'all want any more tips from the recipe or pointers, I'd be happy to let you know, but this is a great, delicious, simple recipe that you can do any night of the week. So y'all take care, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bon appetit!